Today is a very special day with a very special offer. Stay tuned for that as Mark Zinno and I have teamed up to bring you an unprecedented deal, dare I say,
I
at
mean,
WagerTalk.com.
it's Wacky Wild Wednesday, and we
You're,
have
you're
brought you.
happy.
Well, I'm excited about our deal. Listen. If there was ever a show on this network, this channel that was more for the people, by the people, and of the people, it's the Morning Wager. And we have done something today that solidifies and cements that philosophy in the minds of all of the Morning Wager faithful. So
Yes.
I can't wait to
Stay
talk
tuned
about
for
it.
that.
I'm
I can't
excited.
wait either. Very big plays. You can get them both for one great price. Stay tuned. These plays, however, will cost you not even a nickel, as Mark Zinno
Not
and I
nothing.
delve into the college basketball card with our respective halves of the double play. Mark, nice call last night with Michigan State, who, although they kind of
Neither.
had to hold on late, they annihilated Minnesota in the first half, but kind of had to
Yeah.
hold on late for the. Well, then they pushed it back and they won comfortably, but it was getting a little hairy, dare I say, late in the second half. You are looking at a game late night. You've been very when we talk on the phone every morning. You love talking about these ACC road trips and how such and such team has never ventured this far away from campus. Well, we've got one of those tonight. Syracuse. When was the last time Syracuse played this late at night as they head out to Palo Alto, the land of the
I can only
trees?
imagine
Take
when
on the
they got a
Cardinals.
bad seed in the NCAA tournament and were sent to the Western bracket. That's about it.
Yes.
Um, First of all, these two teams have only met once in school history. It was a neutral site game back in 2011. So this is the first ever trip for the Syracuse Orange out to visit the Stanford Cardinal in Stanford, California, which, oh, by the way, is one of the stupider mascots in all collegiate sports. Okay. First of all, make it plural. Second of all, it's not a tree. Cardinal's a bird.
Hold on here. Hold on one
Okay.
second. I have to. I'm going to defend the mascot here for a second. Remember when he had a drinking problem? I enjoyed that. The tree was like he got fired for being hammered at the games. I completely co-sign
Right.
that.
Is that real or was that like an ESPN commercial or something?
No, like I'm serious, man. Like the one guy who was doing
Really?
the mascot a few years ago, he got 86. He was like getting hammered at the games. He was
They
getting
chopped the tree
involved.
down?
Yeah, he was a drunk tree, man. Look it up. It's online. It must be true.
Did not know that. Kind of makes me like this play even more here. Look, at the end of the day, Syracuse, the furthest west they've traveled this year is Notre Dame back on December 7th. They've been in the Eastern time zone for Florida State, Boston College, and Clemson. Oh, by the way, they lost to Florida State, lost at lost at Clemson, rather. Their only road win is at Boston College, who may be the worst team in the ACC. So they are now going out west. Guys, you look at the numbers here, too. Like, there's nothing impressive about Syracuse. They're 290th in 3-point shooting. They're 185th in effective field goal percentage. They don't do anything really well on offense. Stanford, on the other hand, 51st in adjusted offensive efficiency. That's pretty good. And when you talk about these teams in conference play this year, yeah, Syracuse second to last in turnover percentage, second to last in free throw percentage, bottom four in effective field goal percentage on offense this year. Stanford, they're actually doing really well. Third in the ACC in effective field goal percentage, first in free throw shooting. They're taking care of the basketball. This should be an offensive mismatch here for Stanford, especially if they're hitting their threes. They're a team that gets a big point of their offense from their 3-point. When you talk about distribution of points and 3-pointers versus 2-pointers, yeah, they get a lot of it from the three. So if they're hitting them, which I think they should be on their home floor, I don't expect much offense um, from the Orange here in this spot. And also, again, Stanford keeps a tight rotation. So the guys who are on the floor are going to stay on the floor long. And I like that better when I get better starters and less of a rotation playing. Despite the fact that it tires guys out, I'm still in favor of the better guys playing across the board. So again, let's take the Cardinal here. Even though we're laying a big number at 10.5, it may be a 4 or 5 point game early, but Stanford should pull away late. I don't think Syracuse has enough left in the tank here, given the travels. So yeah, there's that stupid tree. Let's take the trees versus Syracuse. Thank you.
The tree is smiling. Mark Zinno is not drunk, nor is he a tree, but he is on the Stanford Cardinal tonight, laying the points against Cuse. Smash that like button if you agree. All right. From the ACC to the Big 12, let's talk Houston, West Virginia. Mark Zinno, it was only a scant few days ago, Saturday, in fact, that a lot of sharp people were lining up to bet against this Houston team. They were in Kansas, big time showdown in the conference, and it definitely looked like Houston was going to lose that game, did it not? But
Yes.
boy, did they steal one. They erased 6-point deficits in the final minute of both regulation and the first overtime. They go on to win in the second overtime. Kansas stunned, scratching their heads. Look, Houston's a really good basketball team. I think they are inarguably one of the top 3 teams in the country. But I don't like this spot for them going to Morgantown WV. West Virginia, yes, they have lost 4 of 6 and 2 straight. They've shot horribly from 3 in the last 2 games, Mark. 8 of 50. Don't think you can win too many basketball games when you shoot a combined 8 of 50 from downtown. However, this game, as I mentioned, is in Morgantown, and West Virginia, Zinno, has done a phenomenal job punching up when stepping up in class this year. They have beaten Gonzaga. They have beaten Arizona. They too, like Houston, have won at Fog Allen, beating Kansas. And they led big in that game. They didn't have to rally. They actually had to hold on. They were up by double digits at Kansas in that game. And we're going to be talking about 5% plays here in just a minute, Mark. My first 5% play of this college basketball season was West Virginia plus 6.5 at home against Iowa State. What did the Mountaineers do in that game? They won it outright. Getting 8 here. They don't need to win outright. I think they keep it close. Look at the total for this game. It's 122 points. They're not going to have to score a lot to stay within this number. Unless if they go 4 of 25 from 3 again, I think we're in good shape. So give me the points with the Nears. By the way, you talk about drinking. Morgantown, I'm always partial to my own alma mater, Athens, Ohio.
Yes.
By the way, the ESPN2 cameras were there last night for a loss. But second best college campus I've ever had was in Morgantown, West Virginia. So that's my half of the double play.
I got to tell you guys, people behind the curtain here. When one of us is giving out our half of the double play, the other one of us is definitively not paying attention. And I know that because while I was giving out my half of the double play, Bryan Power decided to send me the link about the Stanford University mascot. Some of this stuff is priceless. Let me just run through this real quick because it's worth it. So, the Stanford University tree has been toppled for being drunk on the job. Get ready, folks. The student wearing the costume of the legendary mascot was suspended from duty after UC Berkeley police observed her drinking from the flask. It was a girl. It was a girl mascot, which makes this even better. She was taking
Future
drinks
Mrs.
inside the
Zinno.
tree, said Kevin Clintworth, the assistant athletic director. The officers could see the flask through the costume. Here we go. Now is where it really gets fun. Aaron Lashnitz, 23, a fifth-year undergraduate biology student, was given a breathalyzer test. Test the blood alcohol level of 0.15, nearly twice the legal limit for driving. She goes, I apologize. Quote, I made a bad decision. Wish I could take it back. The defrocked tree plans to become an astronaut and hopes one day to walk on the moon, and said she could not believe the results of the breath test. I don't think these things lie, but I felt fine and was certainly able to do my job, she said. According to the university spokesman, quote, she wasn't doing anything offensive. She was just jumping and dancing. The tree's movement is usually consistent with that of someone who had something to drink. The imbibing tree violated the terms of the band's 3-year alcohol ban. After Stanford administrators imposed after band members got drunk on a notorious bus ride home from a USC football game in LA in 2003. This was back in 2006. It's great. I did not know that story existed, and I'm happier for it.
I'll tell you what, I pay attention to, those kind of stories. That's what I like. A buddy of mine was Brutus the Buckeye, by the way. A buddy of mine's brother, I should say.
A buddy.
That's my mascot story.
I don't think many females get into the mascot industry.
I think there's a few. This could have been the future Mrs. Zinno, by the way. Sounds like your kind of girl. Getting in a tree and drinking. Okay, anyway.
I remember it.
That's the Stanford tree. I gave you
Oh,
WVU to recap. Mark Zinno gave you Stanford. So that is the double play. Please comment down below with your thoughts on the drinking tree and those two selections. All right.
I mean, I've
I think
gotten drunk and peed on some trees back in the day, but I've never been a drinking tree.
let's get into the main event of the program here, and that's special
Oh,
offer. Oh, okay.
okay.
There you go. They're having fun in Palo
That's
Alto
what
there.
I'm talking about. I mean,
There
look
you
at the
go.
hardworking folks on the back end here, feverishly searching the internet for weird Stanford Cardinal mascot pictures.
The
I
Stanford
mean,
tree, man, lives the life.
what goes on with those girls out there at Berkeley, man? Maybe I should take
It's
a.
Palo Alto. Berkeley is Cal.
Oh yeah, Palo Alto. Yeah, maybe
We're
we
getting
should get out there to
closer.
Palo
Yes.
Alto. I mean, like they said in the
That's
movie
fun.
The Social Network, they need to see this in Palo Alto. Yeah, there you go, Joe. That's it. Get it
Fun.
centered right in the.
They're having fun right there, right there. I'll tell you what.
I
That's a
mean,
double
got
play.
wood.
It's a triple play. It's a quadruple play if you include the mascot, to be honest with you.
It would have been better on the bottom if it would have said got wood.
I can't believe you went there. It's unbelievable.
A tree is
Okay.
made of wood.
Yes,
Or
thank
wood
you.
is made from
Thank you.
a tree. There you go.
Thank you. Right there. Yes, he does have one. Everybody's smiling. There you
There
go.
you go.
Got one. There he made the graphic for you. Okay. Now that we have made you laugh, made you cry, and
Uh,
given you free plays, we have some
we got a
business to
special for
attend
you.
to.
Oh, we
Mark
got
Zinno.
such a good
All
special
right.
for you. So excited about this. You
So
know,
Mark has a
I woke up one morning. I woke up the other morning and I said, Brian Power, you know, I'm looking ahead at the card. Yes, I'm taking your job here. Just give me a second, okay? Because this is for the people. It's for the people. I woke up and I said, Brian Power, I feel a 5% play coming on. And you said, you know what, Mark Zinno? I also feel a 5% play coming on. And much like great things throughout the universe, peanut butter and jelly, salt and margarita, cocaine and strippers, Voltron, good things all come together. And we came together here. We have put this together. These two 5% behemoths we have put together for you.
That was very good.
Yeah.
That was I believe I'm going to be honest with you. The show has been officially a thing, a daily thing here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel since April. So we're now talking about 9 months. I think that was your best promotional effort during that 9 months. Not more. Normally, you just abstain from doing it,
Yeah.
but
Well,
there,
I'm not.
that was well done.
It's not. It's more like marketing and advertising than self promotion. I abstain and disdain self promotion. We are telling you that you and I, and no, it's not the same play. You will get two 5% plays, one from me, one from Brian Power. Together, morning wager, college basketball this year, 5% plays, 4-0.
Yes,
4-0. So
yes.
we have
So
decided to give you guys two 5% plays as our gift to you guys, the lovely and wonderful and loyal audience of the morning wager.
just head on over to either of our pages. It is available
Yep.
on either WT.buzz/MZ, WT.buzz/BP, and
I'll
you will
mostly go to
get
mine.
two 5% plays for just $49. Both college basketball. Mark mentioned he and I are combined 4-0 with 5% college basketball this year. I mentioned my West Virginia over Iowa State winner. I also had Texas
Mhm.
over Missouri last
There it
week.
is.
There we go. The Rally Burger. I'll tell you what, that was actually all I'm missing is being inside of a tree there, I suppose. Imagine me
I love
eating.
how I'm in the background all the way in the bottom left hand corner of that picture. I don't know if you
Wait, were
noticed
you?
that.
I missed that. I missed
Bring the
that. I
rally
don't
bird.
know.
There it is. Look,
There
look
we
in the bottom left hand
go.
corner.
There
I'm
we go.
just
Zeno just lurking behind the bar there. I'll tell you what. Oh
But
boy.
yes. So we've had a good college basketball season so far. Number two at Wager Talk last 30 days, last 7 days as well. So we're rocking and
Let's
rolling.
do it.
I'm really excited about this for the people. I really am. I think that
It is.
I mean,
It's a great deal.
obviously,
They don't come around often. We may
we
not
love
do
to
this
go.
again.
No, probably not. We love to go 2-0. You know, for you guys and cash more tickets. But I feel good about this. I'm excited. Take advantage of it. You'll never see anything like this. Any other show? None of the other shows do this. They're not as cool as we are.
I don't like it.
Mostly because everybody else in the other shows doesn't like each other. We like each other.
Do. We do
So
like each other. There's a lot of positive comments. All right. Continuing with the theme of we're not drinking, I swear. Our best bet tonight is going to be on the Washington Wizards
Yes,
because, look,
because we're gluttonous for punishment.
well, no, look, this is, I'm going to keep my part of the handicap very simple. The Toronto Raptors should not be 7-point favorites against a professional basketball team. I don't care.
Especially not on the road. Especially not on the
Yep.
road.
I
Where
don't
they
care.
have won now 2 in
I
a row.
remember. I remember. So there is precedent for this. I actually was it the last week or the second to last week of the NFL season? It was one of the last 2 weeks. It was the second to last week. The Colts lost outright to the Giants. Remember? Cost the Giants the number 1 overall pick.
Yep. Oh,
And
boy, I remember that.
I took the Giants, and for my if I was like knew how to do graphics at all, I wanted to put my analysis just the Bart Simpson writing the same sentence over again. Joe Flacco should not be a 7-point road favorite against anybody. Joe Flacco should not be a 7-point road favorite against anybody. It's the same thing here. The Toronto Raptors, folks, cannot be a 7-point favorite on the road against anybody, even if anybody is the Washington Wizards, who
I mean,
I don't think have won a game since Halloween.
no, they haven't. But you know who's not winning 3 in a row on the road? Toronto Raptors.
So you
Yeah,
want
they're
Wizards
last.
out right here.
No,
You're going
I mean,
Wizards up. I dare you. I dare you to go on the record and say the Wizards are going to win this game outright.
the Wizards' last win was on New Year's Day at home against Chicago. They just came off a 6-game road trip, the Wizards did, and they're back home in the cozy
That's not-
confines of Washington, D.C. If it makes you feel any better, here's a comp. The Toronto Raptors beat the Hawks in back-to-back games. The Washington Wizards also beat the Hawks in back-to-back games earlier this year.
You hate the Hawks. You hate the Hawks so much.
They're struggling right now, man. That team was on a struggle bus after beating the Celtics. But yeah, they've lost about 10 in a row now. Last win was on January 1st. Time for them to get another one. Yeah, lost 14 in a row. Sorry. So I feel like the Wizards could steal this one. I really do. Like this is one of these ones where this is the kind of game where you take like a half unit and put it on the Wizards plus 6.5 or 7, whatever the number is. And then you take another half unit and you put it on the money line because if you break even, so what? Who the hell cares? You're betting on the damn Wizards. But if the Wizards win this thing outright, that's a nice little chunk of change right there, right? So, and if you just bet it on Washington, all of it, and Toronto covers anyway, guess what? You lost regardless. So, this is the kind of game I attack that way. Half a unit on the Wizards plus the points, half a unit on the Wizards money line. At worst case, you split. And you end up really not losing. What do you lose? A little bit of vig, but for the most part, if Washington wins this thing outright, that's a nice little score there for you. What do you think of that betting advice, Brian Power?
The Wizards have won 4 games since October.
Yeah. Okay.
This 14-game losing streak is not even their longest of the season. They lost 16 in a row at one point.
Yeah,
but we like
it.
I would say take the point again. It's too many points to lay. But hey, remember when I
76 last night?
When I said Joe, yes, that's right. Our show best bet was on the Philadelphia 76ers. Did they need the points against the Lakers?
Ew. Won that thing outright, baby.
They didn't. So maybe we can do it again. Let's have fun. Let's hold our nose and take the Washington Wizards. Please comment down below. And I cannot believe what I have just witnessed here. The eggplant is out.
I would like to separate myself from that. I had nothing to do with that.
The eggplant is out.
I had nothing to do with that.
What emoji means, don't you, Zinno?
It means I actually made eggplant parmesan this weekend.
Excuse me.
It's fantastic.
There we go. Eggplants. Speaking of eggplants, spit on that thing. All right.
Oh God.
That's what she said. The girls made a. Is her career over, or is she still? Yeah. Remember that she did. She had the podcast. Has it come to an end? She had the first pitch.
Yeah, listen. You know, it really is a seminal moment as a parent when your 9-year-old twin boys run around the house yelling "Hawk to us," spit on that thing, and you have to not address it. Otherwise, they'll keep saying it.
Yes, that's the key.
So,
you can't.
like,
you don't say that, kids. Yes.
Yeah, every fiber of my being is like, I don't want you saying that out loud. But yeah, they think it's funny, and I'm going to let them at surface value find it funny and wait another 10 years for them to understand what it really means, and them to come to me. Dad, when we used to run around saying Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing, did you know what it meant? Yes, I knew what it meant.
It's like when I was 8 years old listening to Mr. Brownstone by Guns N' Roses. I thought it was a motivational song. It's not a motivational
That's
song.
no, about getting high.
So, all right.
The booger sugar.
Got one. I'll tell you what, I could have said it, but yep. All right, everybody. Do not forget, we had a lot of fun, but you've got to take advantage. 2 for 1, 2 5% plays, $49. Mark, me.
Okay.
Go right now, pick it up. We will talk to you tomorrow.
There it is.
Mark Zinno, cash is tickets. Always got my back.